We do so much international at ESCP. The key ingredient is to find a common language so that you never leave a colleague aside. I was born international, so I'm of Swiss, German, Polish, Vietnamese origins. I was born in Paris, and I think all I did in my life was around international. Hi, I'm Véronique Tran. I'm professor of organizational behavior and executive vice president in charge of executive education and corporate relations at ESCP Business School. We do so much international at ESCP. We breathe it, that we no longer reflect on it. And thank you for your question, because it allows me to reflect on what does it really mean to be international. Inter-nation, so it means that we're connecting different nations together. This is really what we strive for. It's this collaboration between different people to make sound decisions and to grow a company or a school. We need multiple points of view. And you can have multiple points of view in a homogeneous context, but the more diversity you bring, the more point of views. Of course, then you have to reconcile those different points of view. But international means we give ourselves a chance to think with so multiple facets that whatever we do can only be enriched. The most international program we have in the executive education portfolio is our executive MBA, probably followed closely by our ME program. It's our Executive Master in International Business. And the key ingredient is to find a common language so that you never leave a colleague aside. And so the second challenge is to avoid a predominant nationality among the class. So once you have these two rules, having a common language and avoiding a predominant nationality, then the key success factor is to have people to work together around common challenges, problems, issues around business. And you discover that people have much more in common once they have also this common language that is business. And teamwork, lots of teamwork, with a little bit of guidance, because sometimes just saying teamwork is not the magic pill. You do have to provide also some team rules so that people learn to give each other feedback, understand each other, one another, have the patience, which does not only come with their nationality, but often also with their personality, their upbringing, their professional background, the kind of studies they've gone through. So mixing all these ingredients, shaping it around business issue, teamwork, you got it made. The potential executive education market is definitely getting more and more international for us. We still cater for companies in our local markets on our 6 urban campuses, but we see a rise of executives coming from other regions of the world, for example, China, India, Asian countries, South American countries, who are really eager to learn from Europe, from European businesses, and that's where I see the market growing at the moment. I was born international, so I'm of Swiss, German, Polish, Vietnamese origins. I was born in Paris, and I think all I did in my life was around international. My father worked for an American company. I was already exposed to multiple nationalities back then. Then he worked for a Swiss multinational, and I got my first steps in organization. My first internship was in an international, a multinational company. And then it went on and on. My really first very important step in my career was to have an experience in a Swiss business school, fully international back then, with international faculty members and also international staff. And that was really an imprint that never left me. And then I pursued my doctoral studies at the University of Geneva, led by in a lab led by a German professor, but with lots of international PhD students. The story went on. And then all naturally, when ESCP posted a call for a job for a position of a professor of organizational behavior, I looked at the ESCP EAP back then, and I thought, this is the school I must join. Happened that I joined in 2006, and international never stopped since then. Working at IMD as a project manager alongside faculty inspired me, and this is exactly in March 1993 that I decided I will become a professor. Then I set the goal in motion and did what I did to reach where I am now. My career started already a long time ago, so if I have to recall the obstacles I had to overcome, there are different ones depending the different jobs I had, but there's a common thread. It's really persistence and resilience. I had setbacks, changes, organizational changes, change of supervisor, changing of country, having ambitious objectives given to me that I also was able to overcome. I think it's a mix of all these conditions to survive in multiple environments, and again having to deploy this agility, resilience and persistence that again led me where I am today. The best advice I give myself every morning, or I'm willing to give everyone or anyone around me, is keep calm and carry on. As much as cliché as it sounds, it really actually means that you need to take a breath, take a little bit of distance, rethink, stay calm and stay balanced so that you can also help others around you stay calm and move forward. It's not always easy, it's every day a challenge, it's easy to get irritated, annoyed, but yeah, that's the best advice I see for now. A character. Shit. Attends, j'ai combien de minutes? Je vais bugger. Évidemment, on est... If I could be a fictional character, I would choose Mulan. When I started in my career as a faculty member, the first lesson I learned is that I had 90% males in front of me, 10% female. And as much as I always asserted my female characteristics, also my female convictions, and fighting also for the growth of women in the workplace, I had to cope with maneuvering in a man's world. Have things changed today? Not sure. But what I like with Mulan is that she's a girl, but she had to dress like a boy to fight. And she overcame all the obstacles and she won many battles. So yes, I think I like Mulan.